Hey folks, a warm and somewhat humid evening across the valley. Temperatures hovering in the mid to upper 80s. 86 in Rio Grande City and McAllen. 82 Harlingen right now. Port Isabel checks in at 84 degrees at news time. Brownsville at 82 right now. And the dew points are all back in the 70s now, so they're climbing all the way up to 78, 79 in the lower valley, 72 to 74 in the upper valley. So we'll go about 76 as the average, with parts of the area warmer than that. Again, once you get to 80, that's about as high as it goes. We are pegging the needle tonight in terms of humidity out there. Dew points about as high as they get. Overnight lows won't get below the dew point, so we may be optimistic thinking we could fall all the way to the mid 70s. Many places may not get below 80. And then tomorrow back up into the 90s in most locations. 88 at the beach, 100 in Rio Grande City. It'll be hot, but there could be an isolated shower, even a thunder shower mixed in, but the chance 10% or less probably. 96 tomorrow and Wednesday, 95 on Thursday. The norm for this time of year is 92. We'll be above that, but not all the way up at the record. Future track says the southeasterly wind continues. That's what keeps the humidity here. And notice from time to time you see a little green go by, so a bright, brief shower is a possibility. That goes for tomorrow, goes for Wednesday, goes for Thursday as well. But even at that, we're looking at only about a 10% probability. So I think there'll be stuff there. The radar will be active tomorrow, but much more mist than hit. Most places will stay dry. Only about 10% of us see the action. There's Jose off the east coast of the U.S. The Gulf is quiet. And then, of course, Maria. We talked about this earlier in the newscast. A Category 5 hurricane now going over Dominica as we speak. And look at that eye over the northern part of the island, covering the entire northern part of the island. Look at that. That's an impressive picture, but not impressive if you're underneath it. And it's going to continue making that west-northwest trek over the next couple of days as a Category 5 storm. The winds are now 160 with this, moving to the west-northwest at about 9 miles an hour. That trek will take it very close to St. Croix in the U.S. Virgin Islands by tomorrow night. Still is a Category 5, and then it goes right over part of Puerto Rico by the time we get to Wednesday morning. This other line up here is the track of Irma, so you can see how closely it's following Irma's track. It will actually cross it north of Hispaniola and then probably stay east of most of the Bahamas and likely east of the entire U.S. East Coast, so that's a good thing. There's Jose wandering around in the Atlantic. Will likely stay out in the Atlantic, kind of making a loop, but it'll get close enough to kick up some pretty good waves on the northeast coast of the U.S., but that's about it. Here's what's going on our coast. If you're headed that way in the morning, temperatures start in the low 80s and go up from there, but top out around 88 or 89. UV index is very high. The rip current risk is low. Here are the tides. There are 3 of them. Seas running 2 to 4 feet here with a moderate chop on the bay. 86 is the bay temperature. So 77 for your low tonight. Some places won't get below 80. And then tomorrow, partly sunny with an isolated shower. That rain chance tomorrow stands at 10%. Here you go. Next 7 days, we keep it in the 90s by day, 70s by night. That chance of rain all the way into Friday. Like today, it's much more mist than hit, but at least a few folks could pick up a brief shower. Nothing big. It starts to fire up. You get a few raindrops, and then it goes away.
And that's it.
That's about it. So nothing big and no cool down anytime soon.
All right. Well, it's hard to believe with these temperatures that fall is just a few days away.
It's hard to believe we're almost to fall, and it's going to feel like summer for the first few days of fall as well.
All right.
Enjoy.
Thanks so much. Joelle with sports.